in the tiny cell. Just only 20 minutes I had to go outside. So I had nothing to do. But I never felt depressed. When I was alone in the tiny cell, I walked inside the room, then I made the decision to study my English lesson. Before I was arrested, I could not speak English. So then in prison, I had plenty of time, but the problem is I had no facility, I had no teachers. But I was very lucky. The next to room was placed by a professor. He could speak English, French, English, Chinese, and Japanese. Therefore, when the prison guard was away, I requested him to speak out one sentence or two sentences. Then he spoke out one sentence or two sentences. Then I wrote down on the concrete. Then I memorized. So that's the way I could study my English lesson when I was in prison for 3 years. I was very lucky because military region arrested not only students but also professors and other teachers. Therefore, I got a chance. Then even though I was released from prison for the first time, then I was re-arrested again for another time. So at that time, I did not do anything or they did not show any evidence, but they offered me to be an informant for them. At that time, I demanded just only 2 points. One is to release all political prisoners. Second is to enter dialogue with our leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, who is a Nobel Peace Prize winner in 1991, who is still under house arrest. But at that time, they replied that they cannot agree for my demand. And I had no other ways to say. I replied that no, I could not join with you because you did not keep promise. Because after 1988 demonstration, they gave a promise to hold an election. So we participated in the election in 1990. Our leader, a National League for Democracy party led by Aung San Suu Kyi, her party won landslide victory. When we won, so they did not transfer the power to the winning party. Before the election, they have already given a promise. After the election, they will transfer the power to the winning party. Since 1992 until now, they did not transfer the power to the winning party. And then we tried to, after I was released, we continue demanding to transfer the power to the winning party and then to allow the freedom. But unfortunately, they did not allow, and I was arrested again because at that time they said 3 years imprisonment is not enough for me. I could not take less than from 3 years imprisonment. Therefore, they provided me another 5 years imprisonment. So that's the way I was re-arrested again in prison. Even though I was in prison, I did not feel depressed and continued my studying. Even though I was not allowed to read, to write, study. I'm trying to persuade prison guards to smart get in 1 pages of dictionary. Then prison guards finally I could persuade prison guards. He smart get in 1 pages of dictionary. Then I memorized. After that I ate it. That's the way I ate a lot of dictionary when I was in prison. So that is one thing. That is lucky because they want me to be dull. They don't want me to keep my physical. They want to keep my intellectual thinking. That is the worst kind of psychological torture. What I want to say is. So, but I tried my best not to be killed by the military regime and dictatorship. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to continue my studying. That's the way I am very lucky. But not many other political prisoners are not lucky like me. Many of my friends, they died in prison because of torture, because of starvation, and then some people are suffering from mental illness and mental problems. So because the prison trying to rob your dignity and prison trying to kill you, at least your intellectual killing. That is the prison trying. So but in our time, we tried our best. But if we cannot change the political system, we cannot stop such kind of torture, such kind of brutal treatment. So that is the problem. So that is just only we cannot do ourselves. We need to we need the international community help. So that is really important for the time being. But now, just only the prison system. Another thing is freedom in Burma. In Burma, One mobile telephone is nearly $2,000. But you cannot buy it easily if you have many. Even though you have money, you cannot buy easily. That is Burma. Internet is very worse than other countries. So you cannot use like the internet freely. Just only you can use intranet, just with sensor. So then, like all the internet cafes are watched by the military intelligence or their informers. Therefore, people cannot use internet very freely. Cannot visit many websites. So if like the people in Burma, if they visited our website, they will be charged under the Electronic Act and they will be given at least 15 years. So now like there are more than 2,100 political prisoners in Burma. They were transferred to the remote area, very far away from their family. They did not receive proper medical treatment. Therefore, 143 political prisoners dying in prison since 1988 to until now. Now, more than 200 political prisoners are suffering from serious problems, but they did not have like the proper medical treatments. Starvation is very common. Also, for the time being, there is no, in some prisons, there is no prison hospitals and then prison doctors, no like the medication. Therefore, prisoners were injected one sharing a needle for many people. That's the way prison contributed HIV and other tuberculosis and malaria, so other diseases. And then like the journalists are enemy of the state. That is like the dictatorship regarded journalists. Very recently, many journalists were arrested because like they're trying to make an interview with some monks, and then they're trying to smuggle out those video footage to outside. Because of that, like they were given to 26 years. Even like the students were given to 104 years because like they're trying to do the demonstration and then distribute a leaflet. Just the way they did was very simple, just freedom of assembly or freedom of distribution, freedom of opinion. So there is no, like the dictatorship in Burma did not tolerate for that. Also now they are trying to hold an election in 2010. But like we are saying, many leaders are in prison. Without the release of those leaders, that election will not be credible. So we will not regard that election as credible election, or the election will produce positive result. So that election will produce more like the problems in Burma. Now, so therefore we are trying to encourage like the European Union leaders not to recognize upcoming election. So without the release of all political prisoners, and then to review constitution. And then to help not to do the political dialogue between military regime and our leader Aung San Suu Kyi and ethnic minorities. So because of the time limitation, I would like to stop this. Then if you have any question, we can talk later more. So thank you very much for listening.